Alright guys, it's Mr. Price Action here. Today we're going to be taking a look at the top 5 stocks provided by StockTwits. Since I do trade mainly the 3 major indices, this tends to be the first time I look at these stocks, unless we covered them in a previous video. So if you guys want a non-biased technical review of stocks you might be trading, hey, I could be a good source. So let's hop right into the number 1 trending stock was SAVA. Alright, so SAVA or SAVA, whatever, this was a popular stock last year. We can easily go to the long-term yearly chart and see what's going on here. Huge candle in 2021, like I said, trending stock back then. And that 43.7 level was continuing to act as resistance pretty much since 2022. That's been a very strong resistance level. And it looks like we're coming back up there with a bit of a bull flag forming leading into that. So this is pretty interesting. As you can see, it's actually kind of breaking that upper resistance. So this one could be something that I would keep my eye on above 43.70. If there's some news or catalyst in the future, this could probably propel above 43.7. And in that case, you can see the levels of upside this stock has at that $99 level. Which we previously utilized as a resistance following the first surge. Next, we're going to look at ZIM. All right, so ZIM was another 2021 favorite. And this one is actually down 7%. So I'm taking a look at the monthly chart here. This IPO'd in January 2021. So I'm just going to take that first initial candle and the second, which, it went on a huge rise. And as you can see, that's where we're landing right now. Now I'm gonna let you guys in on a secret. One of my primary trading strategies is to buy stocks like this. If this thing starts to trade significantly under $17.94, ideally in the middle of $14 and $17.94 or 18 bucks, right around here is where I will buy that. And I will target the supply zone, which this one doesn't strongly have a supply zone, but right around here on the weekly chart. So around 24 bucks is where I would look to sell this after buying it at around $15 or $16. That is my number 1 trade strategy, to just buy beneath these important key levels and just play the rebound, play the return back to supply. As you can see, this one kind of tested this on a couple of times, but it hasn't broken away. So this could be an opportunity that's ripe for the taking. Next, take a look at GME. So we covered GME yesterday. I told you guys we had this upwards resistance we looked on a monthly chart. Yeah, very clean upwards resistance. And I said, look for this thing to continue to drop and think about going long right in this area. As you can see, here's the supply zone, but even longer term, we can see this huge candle right here. This is going to be the demand area for GME. Right around here is where you want to see buyers step in. And I mentioned, if this thing does rally off these lows, we could see we can see around $43 as this thing starts to trend back up towards that upwards resistance right here. So where I said I would add that one to my watch list on the previous video, I'm definitely sticking to that despite it being down 5%. Looks pretty good to me. All right, RXDX. Okay, so this thing looks amazing. So this is a pharmaceutical. This is something that I could just take from that October 2021 candle, September 2021 and October. We can kind of see the progression. So first we had resistance here, next we had resistance here, and now we're flying through there. So ideally we're going to see resistance at around that $105 level. We turn on our wicks, we can see that's exactly where we tested it today. The long-term or short-term target is going to be $155.55. This one could be interesting, but given that it had this huge surge today, do not be surprised if this thing kind of trends. If this thing kind of trends in this current price range from where it closed today in that high wick. But short term, I would be looking for it. If I'm a bull, I would be looking for 155.55. Next up, Boyle. Boyle was something I covered yesterday. I said this thing is probably headed to the previous lows back in December of 2021. This is the natural gas ETF. But today we actually surged 16%, as this thing looks like it wants to form a lower low after coming to the point where it was oversold on the RSI. I should have noted that. I still wouldn't chase it, but this is an opportunity to take this thing all the way back up to $37 if it continues. But still, I do think this is going to end up testing these previous lows. So when we're looking at that trade, we have to really keep that in mind, that it could fall and pretty much give back all those gains and then some and end up at around 24 bucks versus that upside back to $37 in the best case scenario. So you just got to leverage that out. If you want to use proper risk management with a stop loss, it could be a decent trade. But for me, like I said, it's not really worth trading for me personally, just because it looks very bearish right now, and this is clearly a lower high being formed. It's just a matter of where the market wants to take that. So that's all for today. Actually, I'm gonna look at, what's that stock called? MMTLP. This is a little bonus. I guess there's a big storyline attached to this. It's gonna cease trading on December 12th, and I guess a lot of shorts have to cover. Now, today we broke this upwards trend line and immediately rejected and bounced back off of the 685 level that I said was very important a few videos ago. As you can see, right on that 685 level. In the most ideal case, we want to see this thing surge tomorrow, or like I said, it has a huge risk of falling to 417. I know there's a narrative behind this, and everybody wants to see it go to like $60 and whatnot, but just going off the technicals, this is a big risk. But if it holds 685, it's probably primed to continue going up. But that's gonna be it for today. Thank you guys for checking in. Peace.